All right, time check. It's already 10 o'clock a.m. Philippine time. We will now begin our opening ceremony. Before anything else, allow me to greet you. Maayong buntag. Salamat pagi, a pleasant morning to all the participants who joined us this morning. I'm Sharifa Espana, faculty from University of Mindanao College of Criminal Justice Education, your host for today's program. And as we formally commence our program for today's webinar, may I request everyone a moment of order as we sing the national anthem in this sequence, first by the Philippines and followed by Indonesia. Sir Bench.
Bayang magiliw, pera sa silanganan, alam ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisingil. Sa dagat at bundok, sa simuya, sa langit mamagha, may dilagang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kisap ng matawat mo'y tagumpay na nagniningin, ang bituin at araw niyang kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng wala di pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya ng pag may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Good morning once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another session of University of Mindanao and Universitas Bayangkara Jakarta Raya's International Collaborative Lecture Series. Before anything else, would like to acknowledge the presence of our esteemed guests from Universitas Bayangkara. Joining us this morning, the Dean of the Faculty of Law, Dr. Ikadewi Sartika Saimima. Also from the Faculty of Law, Dr. Awaludin Marwan and Dr. Johardi Werogioto. For University of Mindanao, it is an honor to be joined by the Dean of the College of Criminal Justice Education, Dr. Carmelita B. Chavez, Assistant Dean Dr. Nestor Sinabe, and Program Head Dr. Roberto R. Magbuhos. And of course, we wish to welcome our students, faculty, and guests who are also joining us virtually at this hour. For today, the University of Mindanao's College of Criminal Justice Education is hosting the lecture series with the topic Digital Forensic Aspects of Cybercrime. Indeed, it is very timely and relevant topic to discuss, especially we are now living in a digital world where everyone is into computer, internet, social media, and perhaps in this lecture, among the topics to be covered are the forensic and technical aspects of cybercrime. And I know everyone is excited for that, and without further ado, to formally open our program for today's webinar, please help me welcome the industrious, ever-dynamic Dean of the University of Mindanao College of Criminal Justice Education, Dr. Carmelita B. Chavez.
Good morning, everyone. We are happy today because we have been partners of Bayangkara, and today this is the second actually where University of Mindanao College of Criminal Justice Education had participated in the partnership of Universitas Bayangkara Jakarta Raya, and we have been partners for a long time already. Before pandemic, we have been to Indonesia, and some of the faculty and employees of Bayangkara Jakarta Raya had also been with long time ago before the pandemic. And now since we cannot go physically or we cannot see each other physically, at least we can still learn and partner with each other in the online or virtually. So today, we will be presenting to you a lecture on cybercrime. And we know cybercrime is relevant to all of us. Even children nowadays know how to use a computer, internet, and all that. And it's high time for us to be educated on how cybercrime proliferate in the virtual world. And so today, one of our faculty members in the person of Ms. Ruela Pexon will be lecturing on the digital forensic part of cybercrime. She is actually trained. She participated a lot of trainings sponsored by USDOJ. And so we are happy that we can share to you the knowledge and the expertise of one of our faculty members. So I hope this day would be fruitful and successful for all of us. So welcome and have a nice lecture with Ms. Pexon. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you for that delightful opening remark, Dr. Chavez. And at this juncture, to give you the heads up of our webinar, we are very fortunate to have here with us our competent speaker for this morning, who will give us a lecture about the digital forensic aspects of cybercrime, followed by the reactor coming from the Universitas Bayangkara Jakarta Raya. And after that, we will be having open forum portion dedicated for the question and answer. If you have question and clarification during the discussion, you may write it down in the chat box here in Zoom so that I can bring that up later during the open forum portion. And at the latter part of the program, an evaluation link will also be posted for your basis to get your e-certificate of participation. All right, so to move on with our main activity this morning, I will now introduce the speaker. Our speaker for today completed her Bachelor of Science in Criminology and also her Master of Science in Criminology, major in Criminalistics at the University of Mindanao, Philippines. She is an Associate Professor 3 in this institution for the College of Criminal Justice Education. Currently, through her active membership in the Philippine Society of Criminologists and Criminal Justice Professionals, she has been actively participating in seminar training as the facilitator in the United States Agency for International Development, or USAID, seminars and training for environmental crime in many parts of the country. She is also a resource speaker and facilitator of United States Department of Justice, Office of the Prosecutorial Development and Trainings, or OPDAT, entitled Cybercrime Training for Trainers. Throughout her 10-year stint in her career, since she joined the academy year 2012, she underwent seminars, specialized courses, and training programs that further honed her knowledge and skills as a competent professional. These are the several career developments she completed: hands-on specialization training in forensic ballistics by Professional Academy of the Philippines and Cebu City, Professional Industrial Management Program by PSIS, Microsoft Office Health Comprehensive Training. She is also current member of University of Mindanao Occupational Safety and Health. In addition, capability training workshops. She also completed environmental crime conducted by USAID and introduction to cybercrime by US DOJ OPDAT. She is also an author of books entitled Dispute Resolution and Crisis Incident Management and Introduction to Environmental Crimes, published by Chapter House. Her passion and commitment were recognized when she was awarded as one of the outstanding criminologists of the Philippines in Academe last 2020 by the Professional Criminologists Association of the Philippines. And this year, she passed the hands-on training and examination conducted by Crime Laboratory of the United States of America. Thus, she is now a certified forensic response specialist and officially selected to become a mentor for cybercrime trainings in the Criminology Academy of the Philippines by US DOJ OPDAT. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Professor Rowella Cartin Pexon.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, everyone. Can you see my slide now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Salamat pagi yang terhormat Bapak Ibu sekalian. Saya merasa sangat terhormat hari ini berada di sini bersama Anda semua dan berbagi sedikit pengetahuan. Saya mengenai aspek cybercrime dalam forensik digital kepada yang terhormat UBJ dan UN. Saya sungguh berharap ini berkala kolaborasi terakhir kita. So thank you, Attorney Lala, for helping me on that. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I am Rowella Cartin Pexon, faculty of the College of Criminal Justice Education, University of Mindanao. So as mentioned earlier, I am a digital forensic response specialist. My training in cybercrime started May 2018. So by United States Department of Justice, and even pandemic came, we have online trainings. And just last month, we had another set of cybercrime training held in Cebu, where the chief of the crime laboratory of the United States of America offered the examination to become a digital forensic response specialist. So I took the challenge, having with me the core values of the University of Mindanao, especially the excellence, and I mixed it with resilience, excellence with resilience. So they gave us 45 minutes to take the examination, both hands-on and written examination. And the score should be 100 over 100 to become a specialist. And luckily, ladies and gentlemen, I passed that examination. And I'm so happy today to share with you all the knowledge that I have. Actually, this is just one part of cybercrime topics that I can share with you, because cybercrime is very broad. This is just the introductory part of cybercrime. So we are living in a digital world. I would like to start my presentation by saying that we are really living in a digital world, and I love being in it. It has many advantages and disadvantages, but we all enjoy the advantages. Just like right now, we are all gathered here for a collaboration. We don't have to travel just to attend, though I really love to travel and visit Lala there in Indonesia. But we can just click the link. We just click the link and voila, we are all here now. You can see me. I can all see you when you turn on your cameras. But along those advantages, as I mentioned, are the disadvantages. And usually, these disadvantages are results to cybercrime. So, what is cybercrime? Cybercrime is a crime that involves a computer and a network. So that's a general definition of cybercrime. The computer may have been used in a commission of a crime, or may it be the target. So cybercrime may harm someone's security and financial health. Not only that, big companies, government offices, and etc. Computer, as mentioned earlier, are laptops, desktops, smartwatches, anything that computes zeros and ones. So what is zeros and ones? Before that, the top 5 cybercrime violations in the world are: 1, phishing. Phishing is when tap on this link and win $1 million right away. Sounds too good to be true, right? But later part, you have to face the consequences of clicking. That's why there's this short line, think before you click. Okay. Number two top is data breach. Number 3 is cyber extortion. We also have identity theft and harassment. In the Philippines, we have Republic Act 101/75, the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012. So, as I've mentioned earlier, we are living in a digital world. But what is the word digital mean? Okay, so digital describes electronic technology that generates, that stores, and processes data in terms of 2 states, positive and the non-positive. Positive is expressed and represented by number 1, and the negative is represented by 0. Meaning, when we type the word letter A on a Microsoft Word, letter A is composed of zeros and ones, 8 digits. All the alphabets from A to Z are composed of numbers, and these are all zeros and ones, 8 digits per letter. Now, there you'll have the idea what a computer means. Okay, a computer is a device that computes those zeros and ones. It processes and gives you letters and numbers. Okay, so how pandemic made us more engaged in using gadgets? The year 2020 has been repeatedly dubbed as the most unexpected year. In January 2020, I was sure that nobody expects a global pandemic to spread, forcing us to stay home for nearly 2 years. If we are to look at in the context of our everyday lives, I reckon that this phygital life of ours will continue. Phygital means physical and digital merged and called phygital. Phygital, as explained by Stillman and Stillman, is a life where the line between the real world or the physical world and the digital world is blurred or even non-existent. I think this definition fits our current world now, where cyberspace became the space where we work, we study, entertain ourselves with, TikTok, Facebook, and other activities that are usually done in the real world. So I made some research. In Indonesia, there's cyber police, a team under Indonesia Criminal Investigation Agency or Baris Krim Polri, that they are tasked to enforce the law against cybercrime in Indonesia, or more commonly known as the Cybercrime Directorate or DTPID Cyber. Or the most part, there are two categories they are enforcing: computer crimes and computer-related crimes. So computer-related crimes are those like porn videos, online gambling, spreading hoaxes, and etc. Did you know that we created 8 zettabytes in the world? Now, the next question is, how much is 8 zettabytes? Everybody knows what a gigabyte is, right? How much is 1 gigabyte? So let me explain it this way. If we convert a gigabyte to text printed, that would be a stack of paper 1,000 feet high. Okay? A gigabyte, again, is a stack of paper 1,000 feet high. If you print 1,000 of those papers, that's terabytes. 1,000 of those is called a petabyte. And 1,000 of those is called an exabyte. And again, 1,000 of those is called a zettabyte. Again, gigabyte, terabyte, petabyte, exabyte, and zettabyte. So again, as mentioned in the previous slide, we created 8 zettabytes of information, and that stack of paper for mathematicians here who can do the math, of which I can't do so much, that stack of paper is now 1.66 trillion miles high, or 226 round trips from Sun to Pluto. So what comes after 1,000 zettabytes? The word is yottabyte. Again, 1,000 of zettabytes is called yottabyte. But ladies and gentlemen, the 8 zettabytes I was mentioning earlier was in 2017. The total amount of data created, captured, copied, and consumed globally since increased rapidly, reached 64.2 zettabytes in 2020. Over the next 5 years, up to 2005, the global data creation projected to grow to more than 180 zettabytes. So the growth was higher than previously expected because there is increased demand of using computers and internet because of COVID-19 pandemic. So as more people work and learn from home and use home entertainment options more often. It's actually getting more since currently everybody is using computers, internet, from our children, as projected in the in my PowerPoint presentation. They watch Cocomelons and other cartoon series like almost every day of their lives. 2, our grandparents checking how to open their camera while using Facebook Messenger, or for a rosary prayer, or for the natural remedies for arthritis. Okay? They are all using the internet for everything. We are all using internet for everything. The internet and computer have certainly changes the way we live, certainly changes the way we communicate. There's text, there's email, messengers, and etc. Before, if you wanted to write a letter to somebody you love, you have to get a pen and a paper and then write down everything. But with this digital world, all you have to do is get your mobile phone, open the application you prefer, and then text. So that's how digital works. They even changed the way we socialize. When we think of socializing now, if you meet somebody in a conference, meeting, training, it is not just about exchanging business cards, but we think about social networking. So they won't ask you for what's your business card. It's usually like, Ella, what's your Facebook profile? What's your name on Facebook? Or Instagram, or Twitter account, or email address. So now speaking of social networking, here in the Philippines, the most popular social media platform is Facebook. Facebook reached 2.9 billion monthly active users just January 2022. So in Indonesia, there were 171 million users. This is data from January 2021. So the majority are men, 54.7%. Aged 25 to 34 were the largest user of the group. In the Philippines, we have 88 million Facebook users in February 2021 data, which accounted 77% of the entire population. And here in the Philippines, the majority of them are women. Worldwide, it has 2.9 billion users already. The average user spends 68 hours per month. Second, on average after Facebook is Twitter. So around 6,000 tweets are tweeted on Twitter, which corresponds to over 350,000 tweets sent per minute. Take note, per minute. 500 million tweets per day and around 200 billion tweets per year. The first tweet was sent March 21, 2006 by Jack Dorsey. He is the creator of Twitter. Of course, Mark Zuckerberg is from Facebook. And so we have, for Twitter, Jack Dorsey. It took over 3 years until the end of May 2009 to reach a billion tweets. But today, it takes less than 2 days for 1 billion tweets to be sent. So here, there's something about the internet that gives us the power to be anonymous. So that anonymosity gives us all the ideas of what to post and what to do. It makes us feel so anonymous. We say things and post things on social media accounts, Facebook, for example. We send things on emails and in other platforms that we can never say if our mother is standing next to us or say face to face. So here's Google. Google, ladies and gentlemen. Surprisingly, did you know that there are 15 million Google searches per month globally? Guess what? It was in the year 1999. 15 million Google searches per month in the entire globe. But that was in 1999. Okay. So Google is the most visited website. We all know that. Whenever we research for something, google.com, and then research for it. Math problems, google.com. Online classes, students tend to take their examinations and have their mobile phones with them. And then Google research this and research that. So to put a number on it, Google has visited 89.3 billion times in the past month alone. That's April. So every day, billions of users rely on Google to carry out their daily searches. But apart from being a search engine, Google also provides a bunch of other services. This includes Gmail, their popular email service, as well as Google News, Google Shopping, and serving as a video and images platform as well. So there are people, I don't know in Indonesia, but here in the Philippines, many people are using Google, but they surely click first the incognito mode. Incognito mode's purpose is that when you search something, it does not appear on your history. People tend to do it because they are trying to search illegally. I mean, there are people who are using the incognito mode to search for illicit videos, something like that. But guess what? Even if you are in incognito mode, still your computer saves all your searches. And we can do that. With the training given to us, we can retrieve everything to your emails, messages, photos, and etc. So what does the data tell us now if we try to look at searches last week, last month, or last year? It might tell us an interesting story of your life. So if you can give your computer to me, let's check what you did last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, because everything that is saved on your hard drive saves forever. Again, everything that you saved in your hard drive is saved forever until it's overwritten. Again, it stays there forever until it's overwritten. So I might give short training on how to do it with the use of applications they gave us, especially on women trying to check their husband's search sites, their emails, their photos, activities on their laptops and computers. Every website out there on the internet is collecting our information. They are analyzing our behavior according to your searches, and they try to manipulate us to click and buy something. Have you noticed when you search for a shoe, a pair of shoes in Facebook? When you search a pair of shoes in Facebook, notice that after your scrolling appears the sponsored sites for shoes companies. That's how Facebook earns money. Okay? They wanted to monetize, ladies and gentlemen, not just Facebook, but all the platforms and the search engines. They make money over our information. There are people who browse Google, but make sure, again, that they use the incognito mode. But then again, ladies and gentlemen, it is still recorded. Not on the history, but it's still there. So here comes the Internet of Things, IoT, the Internet of Things. And what I mean by that is almost everything that we buy today is connected to the internet. The Internet of Things refers to the rapidly growing network of connected objects able to collect and exchange data using embedded sensors. Thermostats, cars, lights, refrigerators, and more appliances can all be connected to IoT, or the Internet of Things. Insider intelligence outlined some applications for IoT along with specific devices and examples. So let me give you 4 examples of IoT. Smart home. Smart home is likely the most popular IoT application at the moment because it is the one that is most affordable and readily available to consumers. From the Amazon Echo to the Nest thermostat, there are hundreds of products on the market that users can control with their voices to make their lives more connected than ever. Wearables, watches. I have a smartwatch. The company was Xiaomi. Okay, with that smartwatch, it records my heartbeat per second. Whenever I do my jogging, because I am a healthy person before, because I wanted to be, slim, but I'm still not successful with that. Yeah, so we use that smartwatch to track how many meters we've had in our jogging, our heartbeats, and etc. They also enables messages to smartwatch, phone calls, and etc. So this helps us revolutionize the fitness world by giving people more data about their workout. Smart cities. The IoT has the potential to transform the entire city by solving real problems citizens face each day. With the proper connections and data, the Internet of Things can solve traffic congestion, reduce the noise, crime, and pollution. But then again, ladies and gentlemen, everything has its advantages and disadvantages. There's this movie I watched 2 months ago where it's a US movie where the assistant housekeepers, I don't know how you call it there in Indonesia, but in the Philippines we call them kasambahay. Kasambahay are people that are paid to do the household chores. And so in that movie, those kasambahays are androids. Okay? They are doing things excellently, 100%. But here comes the technical problem. What happened? The program changed. The digital settings of those Android kasambahays changed. And so they were programmed now to kill. So what did they do? They almost killed the entire population of people because of Internet of Things. Maybe we can say currently that it's so impossible, but take note, one way or another, 10, 20 years from now, it may and it could happen. Connected car. So there are cars right now of which I can't afford, can be able to open or lock the door with the fingerprint. That's IoT. Any device or anything that can be connected to internet is called an IoT. So these vehicles are equipped with internet access and can share the access with others, just like connecting to a wireless network in a home or office. But you're in a car. More vehicles are starting to come equipped with fobs in lieu of physical keys. Yes, that's what I mentioned, which use sensors to do everything from remote start and setting off the alarm to popping the trunk. Yeah, the trunk where we do manually like this. But ladies and gentlemen, because of technology, it can be opened remotely and unlock the vehicle with, yeah, smart locks. And so please allow me to play this video presentation, a sample of which we can't imagine that can be part of Internet of Things or IoT.
If you're a parent who enjoys blending technology with your parenting, then you might be interested in this. It's the 361 Smart Shoe. It's a smart shoe that tracks kids' location. Let's take a look. So these things look just like ordinary children's shoes. However, inside the heel, there's a MediaTek processor in there. And what that means is that you're going to be able to track your child's location. You're going to be able to see their position on a map. Another feature you can get is geofencing. So you'll get a notification if a child leaves a certain zone. So it might seem weird to put a tracking device in a kid's shoe, but we are seeing more and more of these gadgets. They do seem to be becoming more and more popular, and maybe it actually makes sense to put that kind of technology in a shoe, because I imagine it might be a little bit harder for a child to lose while they're out and about than, for example, a bracelet or a watch. Something that's quite cool is that you don't have to plug these things in. They come with a wireless charging pad. There's a battery that lasts roughly 2 days, so at the end of that, you just pop them on the charging plate. So these things are launching next month in China, but who knows, if they prove really popular, maybe we'll see them come to other parts of the world as well. Let me know what you think. I'm Luke Westaway, and check out cnet.com/MWC for much more.
Okay, so imagine a smart shoe. Yes, there is a smart shoes now. It started in China. It tracks our kids, so it helps us feel safer with our kids in public because they have their smart shoes. Now, so our devices are now voice activated as well. We talk to our cell phones. We talk to our computers. We can even talk to our television if we like. If we're so bored, let's talk to a computer or a television. I even talk to a remote control. All of this information is recorded, ladies and gentlemen, and can be used as a digital evidence. Apple has Siri. Microsoft has Cortana. Amazon has Alexa. Alexa, good morning. What time is today? What's the weather for today? I always do this whenever I'm bored here in the office. I talk to Siri. Siri, Siri, am I beautiful? Then Siri would answer me, to me, you are perfect. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I really love living in a digital world. You know, perfect, according to Siri. You can also try that on your phones and laptops if you're that bored already. So Alexa, as I've mentioned, is from Amazon. It was used actually as evidence in an Arkansas case. In November of 2015, James Bates was charged with first-degree murder of Victor Collins in his home. The case gained national attention because of the very first time Alexa of Amazon was treated as evidence in the court. Amazon provided the voice recording with the consent of the accused, but the court found no such crucial information, and Bates got discharged from the court. Further, in a double murder case of New Hampshire in January of 2017, Timothy Verrill was accused of murdering Christine Sullivan and Jenny Pellegrini at the Farmington home, but the accused pleaded not guilty. During the investigation, police found the Amazon Echo device, on which the prosecutor believed that it might contain some pertinent voice recordings. After that, the court in the state of Hampshire versus Timothy Verrill observed that servers or records maintained by Amazon.com had recordings made by the Echo smart speaker from the period of 27th of January to 29th of January 2017. And so such information contained evidence of crime against the accused. Therefore, the court directed Amazon to produce the recordings for the said periods made by Echo smart speaker with Alexa voice command compatibility. And usually they are recorded for 6 to a year. After that, they overlap those recordings with another voice of the person. Because as we age, as we grow, our voice changes and they need to recognize that. So in our specialization examination, you can really see that everything can be retrieved. Everything that you saved in your hard drive stays there forever until it's overwritten. But there's what you call RAM. RAM is random access memory. So it's like a person like, hey, you're in a club, you're dancing in. Hey, you just saw this beautiful woman. Hey, can I have your number? You're so beautiful. Yeah, my number is 09162121. Okay, so that's 09162121. And then you go back to your friend's place. And then, hey, I have a problem, blah, 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 blah. And there you go, pooh, the 09162121 is gone. That's a RAM. It's a random access memory. But still, with digital forensics, we can retrieve it. We just image the RAM, check for the time, because the time in crime scene investigation is very vital. And after imaging the RAM, we image the physical hard drive. And after that, we do the hashing. Hashing is when you check whether it was a photo is edited or not, or if data collected was real or was not modified. So that's hashing. And digital forensic follows. It's almost my time. It's 10:45. I only got 2 more slides. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that the audience from our friends country, Indonesia, are law students, law faculty members, and the dean. So in the Philippines, we have the Republic Act 10175. This is the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012, which addresses crime committed against and through computer systems starting September 12, 2012. It includes penal substantive rules, procedural rules, and also rules on international cooperation. So we have the cybercrime offenses. So the letter A are offenses against the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of computer data and systems. We have the illegal access, illegal interception, data interference. This is the virus created by O'Neill de Guzman, a Filipino student. We have system interference, misuse of devices, cyber squatting. Letter B are the computer-related offenses under, again, from Republic Act 10175. We have computer-related forgery, computer-related fraud, computer-related identity theft. And letter C, ladies and gentlemen, the content-related offenses. We have cybersex, child pornography. We have a law, the Republic Act number 9775. It is the Anti-Child Pornography Act of 2009. But if with the aid of computer, this is part of cybercrime. But the law to be followed in violation is the Republic Act number 9775, but 1 degree higher. We also have libel. In the Philippines, there's a rampant case of libel cases. We post anything and everything that we feel on Facebook, never minding what others could feel as well. So there's this famous personality who posted against something about a doctor and a hospital in Surigao, and she was charged for cyber libel. There's another personality who posted against a political personality with it is about her very expensive gown, and because of that they filed a cyber libel case against him. There's cyber libel in the Philippines, but in the US there's no such thing as libel nor cyber libel. And so, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to me. You can contact me for anything. Like whenever when I had my training in Cebu, there's this professor from Lincoln Memorial University, a professor of College of Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice. So he said we will have a collaboration on making a cybercrime book here in the Philippines, or even a research. So if you feel like doing a research with me or collaborate with more programs, please feel to contact me on Facebook. That's my name, L Justice, and that's my profile picture on Facebook. There's many L Justices on Facebook, but that's me on the picture on Facebook. You can also email me in my Gmail account. That's a university account, roella_carteen@umindanao.edu.ph. Again, ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor for me to be your resource speaker for today. Thank you and enjoy the whole day. Share.
Okay, well, that was a mind-blowing lecture. Thank you, Professor Roella C. Pexon, for the loads of insights on digital and forensic aspects of cybercrime that you shared with us today. To our student and guests who want to raise questions to our speaker, to our beautiful speaker, you may type your question in the chat box so that we can bring that up during the question and answer portion later. And now, to give us the reaction about the topic on digital and forensic aspects of cybercrime, allow me to introduce to you our reactor from the Universitas Bayangkara Jakarta Raya. Our reactor for today is a graduate of Bachelor of Law in Semarang State University in 2008. He also finished his master's degree at International Institute of Sociology of Law in Unati, Spain in 2011. He also published his books such as Radical Subject of Zizikayan Study in 2012, Lambert Academic Publishing, The Imperialism Battle Discourse of Basic Human Right Idea in Indonesia and Malaysia. Currently, he is a senior lecturer who teaches cyber law in Universitas Bayangkara Jakarta Raya. And ladies and gentlemen, he is also a chief executive officer of the digital legal service and professional marketplace named Halo. And now to share his views on the topic, please help me welcome Dr. Awaluddin Marwan. Sir?
Yes, thank you, Cherifi. How I can spell your name? Cherifi. Okay, thank you for the introduction. Very nice. Also, thank you for Royal Cartoon Persons. The lectures was fruitful and very comprehensive. I enjoy to learning your lectures. as I comment now, I just highlight some part of your lectures, such as the most important cyber hygiene. Cyber hygiene is the most important thing surfing in the digital world to me. It's really basic knowledge, such as to not share your personal data in public sphere. Like usually, because of we are really happy, we just get the result of COVID-19 test, and then the result is negative, and then we put it in the social media. But there is identity numbers and also patient numbers. It really dangerous, because that numbers can be targeted by the hacker. And then the basic information, such as the use strong password, because many of us always make it easy, the PIN or OTP that we use it, or the password. We use our name as a password. We use our birthday date as our PIN, or 000 or 1111 till 6. This is really easy password that hacker can predict easily. And then in the digital world, as a cyber hygiene framework, there is no freelance, of course. And then we have to buy the original software. We must update the antivirus and so on and so forth. And of course, as Catherine Beckson also said, that avoiding social engineering is very important. So we have to know who the senders, check before click, because after once we click, it means that we allow our device grant the permissions to withdraw all of data that we have in our device. And then because of my background from law, I would like to emphasize the most important, the interpretations and the creativity of law enforcers. So because of cyber crimes, really what is growing faster, and we just not convincing that our regulation is sufficient to handle the problem. Would like to inform that we have the method of interpretations. The law enforcement should have creativity to use existing articles, like the criminal codes. We have Article 378, the criminal codes, as also mentioned by the Professor Mulyatno, even in the 1971. So he explained that Article 378, explaining about fraud, can be used as umbrella to prosecute the criminal offense in the cybercrime, for instance. And also in the civil law approach, we can use also Article 1365 as an unlawful act. If we have lost something, we can sue the party that as a cause we lost something. And Philippines is very interesting, because if I see the Cyber Security Act or Cybercrime Act, a lot of Budapest Conventions 2001 already adopted by these acts, like system interference, illegal access, illegal interceptions, that already mentioned by Catherine Persons. Despite the legal framework already exists, but there's some challenges in the near futures. like hackers trying to develop anti-digital forensic software. So we really difficult to investigate the hardware or the software developed by the hackers, because they know the logics, how the digital forensic specialists work out to identify the cyber crimes. And the other things about ransomware. So it's very important to share our experience regarding facing the ransomware, because ransomware also really damaging virus in the world. Despite we have a backup data, but the original data it really happenings, and the hacker asking for the change. Like usually they use Bitcoin or Ethereum's cryptocurrency to pay them, and it's really what is it? It's really hard for handling. And the last things, the new technology is one of the challenging component in the facing or handling the cyber crimes, or what is it? Use the digital forensics in this field, such as blockchains. If the hacker asking for money and they have to transfer to the Bitcoin ID, it's difficult to track the money because in the system of blockchains, it's really difficult to catch out. And now all law enforcement in the world just make a collaborations how to handle the modus operandi of hackers using the blockchains or cryptocurrency as a tools for their criminal act. Because the cryptocurrency also following several technology like NFT and also metaverse. So it's really difficult if we trying to catch the criminal act, like a gambling, for instance, because of in Indonesia, gambling is prohibited. But if we surfing in the, for instance, decentralized land, there is many gambling game there, and the most important, sometimes the gambling also not using for only fun, but also for money launderings. So there is some challenges that schools are facing in the futures. It's really important to have collaborations among the scholars to handling these matters. I think that's all for me, Cherevi. Thank you for the times. I giving back to you.
Thank you for sharing your valuable insights about cyber law and some cybersecurity tips, Dr. Awaludi Marwan. This time, we'll go ahead with our open forum portion. I'm sure our audience learned a lot from our speaker and from our reactor. And now I will go ahead with the question and answer. To those students and guests who want to raise questions to our speaker, you may type your questions in the chat box, or you may also unmute your mic to directly ask our speaker and or reactor. Anyone who would like to ask something?
Yes, I would like to ask the question.
Okay, yes, sir, go ahead. Yes, sir, go ahead.
Erwin. Yes,
Go ahead.
he's my senior.
No, thank you very much. It has been an interesting question from, presentation from Professor Rovela and Dr. Lulu. I'm very informative information. I would like to ask to Professor Rovela, how about to define the locus delicti and tempus delicti of the cybercrime? Because locus delicti, it means the place that the act of crime happened. Where is it in the crime? And the second one, the tempus delicti. Tempus delicti means time of the act of crime happened. So the locus and the tempus, place and time, how do you define it in the cybercrime? And the second question for Dr. Lulu, how the information and communication technology changing the shape of the law? You know that now there is a terminology of Internet of Things, and then artificial intelligence, metaverse, and so on and so on. I would like to have your comment, Dr. Lulu, how the digital world changed the shape of the law. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I will answer. Hi, Dr. Erwin Owen. I will answer the first question, right? And the next question is for Dr. Lulu. Am I right?
Yes, perfect son.
Okay. Yes, yes. So during our last cybercrime training, locus delicti is the the place where the crime happened. So where will it be if it's cybercrime? So if it's a computer-related crime, cybercrime happened still on the place where it happened. If it's a cybercrime, then therefore it is in the cyberspace. So the locus delicti there is still the place where the crime happened. In our crime incident response training for cybercrime, it was said that if in a house, for example, in a crime scene, you see the digital evidence, that's the laptop or any other devices there. That time you were able to be in that crime scene and was able to found those digital evidences is also the time that you have to record. It is very vital, diba? It's very vital in crime scene processing. The time it started. Yes, and so when you found a laptop, for example, in a crime scene, you have to check first the time you were able to find the laptop and check if the laptop is turned on or turned off. If luckily it is turned on, please check the time of the laptop. You have to compare it with your real time. If the laptop's time does not coincide with your time, you have to take a picture of your time using your mobile phone or your watch with showing the time of the laptop. That is because in imaging the RAM, the time of the processes, the searches, and all the transactions in that digital evidence coincides with the time of the computer. So yeah, that's my answer to your question, Dr. Erwin Owen. And we hope to see you in person too. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Rovela.
Okay, times to me to answer the question from Professor Dr. Erwin. So my seniors, I learned a lot from him. The question actually really had to answer because of we already conducting the way that we already many change during the pandemic. Like we have lectures in Zoom like this already changed our behavior, and several and many court hearing already in Zoom. So everything changed during the pandemic enforce the accelerations of using the internet for us. And the most important, it's about, is there any possibility that law enforcers will be changed by AI? Because artificial intelligence is really rapidly developed. We know Sophia is humanoid robot already granted as a citizenship by the Saudi Arabia governments, and also many humanoid robot that appears like a human being, and we already face many online dispute resolutions software. It means that the role of judge, prosecutors, even lawyers also can be changed by the technology, by the artificial intelligence. The most important to me, lectures cannot be changed because legal scholars not only teaching the knowledge, but also, as I learned from Dr. Erwin, lecture also teaching the value, and value need the emotional change from the lectures to the students, and we can transform our patients, our value like integrity, professionalism, and so on and so forth to the students. It's really human thoughts things rather than the technology. That's for me, Professor Dr. Erwin. You know more than me.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Lulu.
Thank you, Dr. Marwan and Professor Rowella, for that answer. How about questions from our students? Is there any questions from our students and other guests?
Okay, so while waiting for questions now, Miss Beautiful Sinya, I would really commend Dr. Marwan for saying that it's still different classroom setup type of teaching and on virtual world. I really agree on you on that. There's this something that really is not connected when we're in cyberspace, but we're in a classroom where we can actually see our students. There's this part of it that is when we have that emotional attachments to students, when we see them physically, we will be more inspired. They will be more interested on our lectures. They can participate that easy. They won't have excuses by saying they have
Like
microphone. Yeah,
like
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. My microphone can't be turned on, or my camera is busted. Some things like that, of which I really cannot also control. So I still prefer face-to-face classes. So thank you so much for saying.
You're welcome.
By the way, to our participants in this webinar, an evaluation link is already posted in the group chat. For the Universitas Bhayangkara Jakarta, there's already a link posted here in the chat box, and as well as to the University of Mindanao. Okay, this will serve as your basis for the certificate of participation. All right, so any other question? There is this participant who raised his hand.
Hello po.
Yes, go
Hello
ahead.
everyone. My question is there any way that cyber criminals can use the cyberspace to uh, do an illegal act without any trace? For example, po using blockchain.
Yeah, hello, Dave. Dave, hello.
Yes po.
Blockchain, you mean blockchain, the crypto wallet and exchange?
Yes. Yes po.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a Bitcoin wallet actually, no. Your question is if there is a chance that these cyber criminals could use this Bitcoin wallet without having any trace, right? The answer is actually no. Everything that we do in cyberspace has its trace. So even if there is also what we call black market, BLACK, black market can still be traced. And so as with the block chain that you are talking about, actually in America, it became very popular since it was said that this blockchain can never be traced. But then again, the crime laboratory of the US was able to trace the transactions of the blockchain Bitcoin wallet. So thank you for that question, Dave, and for your interest in cybercrime.
Any other questions from our participants?
Yeah, good to know that Pixon Ravilla already said that tracing the cryptocurrency wallet can be done by law enforcers. Because it's also really hard technically to do that, and of course the law enforcers cannot stop by saying that this is really difficult. They have to think some things that they can solve the criminal acts using by cryptocurrency as a tools. Sometimes they follow the money, how the Bitcoin withdraw from several exchanges. So they're trying to follow up the flow of the coins, but if I'm not sure if they stay in the cryptocurrency wallets can be traced, but it's really happy to know the news that we can handle the blockchains.
Yes, sir. And for sure, over time, we will more develop more applications for us to be able to, enforce the law on cybercrime with these applications. In the US training we had, they were introducing us many applications. Actually, they even brought their laptops, the MacBook Pros, for us to be able to make some hands-on training on their actual crime scene laptops. So they have many applications there. And so over time, because there are black hats, there are white hats, and there are gray hats. So these gray hats can do the good and the bad. So therefore, if there's a virus, there will be an antivirus. So things like that. So yeah, thank you.
One last call for our participants to ask questions. All right, I think there are no questions at all. We will now proceed to awarding of certificate. Sir Bench. May I now call on Professor Ruela Pexon for the awarding of certificate. A certificate of appreciation is awarded to Professor Ruela Cartin Pexon for sharing her time and wisdom as the resource speaker during the University of Mindanao and Universitas Bayangkara Jakarta Raya International Collaborative Lecture Series entitled Digital Forensic Aspects of Cybercrime via Zoom webinar, given this 13th of May 2022, signed by Dr. Guillermo P. Torres Jr., President of University of Mindanao, and Dr. Bambang Carsono, Rector, Universitas Bayangkara, Jakarta Raya. A certificate of appreciation is also awarded to Dr. Awaludin Marwan. Congrats, everyone. Congrats, Ma'am Pexon and Dr. Marwan.
Thank you.
And now to proceed with our closing program. To formally close our program, may I call on Dr. Ali Johardi Wirogioto, a lecturer of Faculty of Law from the Universitas Bayangkara, Jakarta, who will give us the closing remark. Sir Ali?
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you very much. In this regard, allow me to express my gratitude and also my respect to to both of the speakers, Professor Rowella and Mr. Dr. Awaludin Marwan as well. Yeah, this is a very excellent combine material from the both speaker. Me, Professor Rowella analyzed about the aspect of the cybercrime related to the lifestyle in this era, and Dr. Marwan uh, analyzed from the law aspect of the cybercrime. This is very good information for all of us. Everyone realize, yeah, the world has changing. The life has changed by the cyberspace, by the cyber world. Professor Rowella very clearly has been mentioned and gave the much example how the impact about the cyberspace. Yeah. One of the bad impact is support is used by some people to conduct a crime, and we call a cyber crime. Yeah. On the other aspect, we facing also regarding with the cyber world, even the device that we have every day, every time, mobile phone, cell phone. Uh, Even we buy by our own money, and the device always with us every time. But trust me, you have no full control to the device. If the device on the screen say you have to update the program, or update the data, you must do it. Not should, but you must do it. If not, your device won't work properly. Realize in this reality, in this situation, we from the Bayangkara University hope in the future, in a short time, from this webinar could be established the closer cooperation to implement it all the material in the society. One as our supported, our contribution to our community, to our university, and even to our state, to our country. So that's why, on behalf from the Faculty of Law, Bayangkara University, once again allow us to thanks to both of the speakers and also the appreciation to the Mindanao University who hosted and held this webinar. I thank you.
Thank you for that a very heartwarming closing remark from Dr. Ali Johardi Virogyoto. And that concludes our collaborative lecture series for today. I hope that through today's lecture, we are able to gain a deeper understanding and appreciation of digital and forensic aspects of cybercrime. But before we leave this virtual session, may I request everyone to open your cam for our photo op. Okay, so let's take a picture. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, another page. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, 5 pages. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, another page. 1, 2, 3, smile. Third page. 1, 2, 3, smile. And last page. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. All right, thank you once again for joining us today. This has been your host for today, Charifa Espana. Thank you and good morning. Please don't forget the evaluation link in the chat box to get your certificate of participation. Bye, everyone. You may now leave the session.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Mama told me not to waste my life. She says, spread your wings, my little butterfly. Don't let what they say keep you up at night. And if they give you shh, then they can walk on by. My feet can't touch the ground, and I can't hear a sound. But you just keep on running up your mouth. Yeah, walk on over there, 'cause I'm too fly to care. Oh yeah, your words don't mean a thing. I'm not listening. Keep talking. All I know is Mama told me not to waste my life. She says, spread your wings, my little butterfly. Don't let what they say keep you up at night. And they can't tame you, 'cause wings are made to fly. And we don't let nobody bring us down. No matter what you say, it won't hurt me. No matter if I fall from the sky, 'cause wings are made to fly. Hey, hey, hey. Firing up on the runway. I know we gotta get there someday. We don't need steady, steady go, no.
Talk doctors into air, 'cause I don't even care. Oh yeah.
Your words don't mean a thing. I'm not listening. Keep talking